Hey y'all, how are you? Is the mic working? Yes, it is. Yeah. Y'all, DJ Mike and I have been working all weekend to get ready and get set up for our Christmas tree decorating masterclass that starts this week. Do you need help, sweetie? Let's turn it down. Oh. Okay. Too many. He gets a taste today of what it looks like to go live when I have to put all of the technology to work and have it hopefully seamlessly work together. But he is looking at comments because I can't really see them. We are in a different place of our warehouse. We're on the back side, not the studio side. So we had to pull over a bunch of lighting equipment and cameras in order to be able to film a tree tutorial that's going to start this Wednesday. So it's our Christmas Tree Masterclass.com. We're going to be teaching you how to decorate a Christmas tree. It comes with a full portal so that you log in as soon as you get your ticket. You can log in. We're going to be giving you pre-recorded tutorials. I just recorded how to fluff a Christmas tree, a bonus tutorial of how to flock your own Christmas tree. I also did how to add additional lighting to your Christmas tree so that you get movement. It's so much fun when you add more lights, I think. The other thing we're going to be doing pre-recorded is like seven different ways to add ribbon to a Christmas tree. I know a lot of people don't like or can't for some reason do bows. So I wanted to show you, in addition to bows, other things that you can do in order to add ribbon into your Christmas tree. So that was pre-recorded. But I'm going to stay tuned because I'm going to show you all of the goodies that we're going to be putting in the trees. Everybody was asking, like, what's it going to look like? What are some of the things? And so I wanted to show you. And then also tree toppers. So we're going to do several different tree topper ideas for you. I know that tree toppers are a touchy subject because some people really love their angels and their stars, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think you can have that and still elevate it to a more trendy look, even though it might have been an angel handed down for generations, for your generations. And so there's ways of incorporating your family heirloom ornaments into something that's also more trendy and more decorative. So I think a lot of times we get confused because we think we can only have a styled decorated tree and it won't include family mementos, or else it will mess up the aesthetic of it. That's not true. There are so many different ways that you can incorporate your family ornaments that you have collected over the years and still have a decked out Christmas tree. So we're going to review that. We're also going to review where to place your Christmas tree. So one of the bonuses on the last day is you give me some photos, and I will choose some of them and I will pull them up and I will show you exactly where on my computer screen I would start placing a Christmas tree or some Christmas trees in your house. And I'm also going to show you and take you along with me in my house and show you where we place Christmas trees. I'm also going to talk to you about how to choose the right Christmas tree. So many times people choose any Christmas tree that they just find on sale. And there's so many factors. I know you want to get a good price, but there's so many things to consider when you're wanting to purchase a Christmas tree. And so we're going to go through all of that so that you don't get a Christmas tree that's so fat you can hardly decorate it because you can't move around in the room. Things like that, right? So let me go through. Any questions yet?
I don't see any questions.
Y'all comment. Like, where are you watching from? Tell me where you're watching from. What are you doing on this Sunday? Is it fall? Like, do you have fall weather yet? We had it, and now I feel like it's moving a little warmer. Don't you think, hun? We've had to turn on the heat a couple of times this week, so I'm not mad about that. I'm not mad about that. Comment and tell me where you're watching from. Anybody?
Carrie said UK.
UK in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
We'll talk about a story about that.
All right. Yeah, we do have a story about that with our daughter. Oh my gosh, I think I texted you, Carrie, what happened. So this is one of the trees. I'm going to go through, obviously it's not decorated. I was trying to figure out the best way to show you some of the items that we have. You're going to want to zoom in a little bit maybe. All right, so first of all, I show you how to set up a tree and flock your tree, and little tips like putting it on something so that you can move it around easily if you need to. You always want to move your tree back from the wall when you decorate it. Being able, excuse me, to walk around the tree when you decorate it is super important, okay? So now let me show you some of the things that we're going to put in our, this Christmas tree. We've got, look at this huge poinsettia. Isn't that pretty? This is literally the size of Mike's head. He loves it when I pick on him. Don't you? You love it. So anyway, this is a huge poinsettia. All of these little pieces shape really nicely, and it's big, right? So this is one of the items that we're going to be putting in this Christmas tree. Can you guess the color theme? Pink and red. It's a whimsical tree. So this is our whimsical tree design. All right, so we're going to be doing, this is our color palette, so that this is our biggest item in this tree. Then I'm going to show you about adding greenery. So both of the trees we do, the whimsical tree and the elegant tree, and we have bonus tutorials of other trees that we've already decorated and recorded, and they're already in there. But with every tree, I show you the importance of greenery. I did a video last week teaching about adding greenery into a Christmas tree. I think it's just adds so much texture to your tree. It adds depth, color depth. So if you're wanting to have a little bit more color that's a little not white, you could add a little darker greenery. You could even add something that has a little more red to it. Or if you're trying to bring in the pink, you could actually add something that has a little more fuchsia or pink in it. But this is a really pretty greenery that goes with this color palette. If you can see it, it's on the cool side, so it looks really good in a flock tree. Here's another one that's on a cool side. It's a little more blue greenish, if you will, so it's not the dark green, right? So it's just going to add a lot more texture, airiness, and color to the Christmas tree that we're going to be decorating. So I love this. Tell me if there's any questions. All right, let's.
Just comments, people from Virginia,
California.
Eden, Edna is loving your twinkling light.
I love the twinkly lights too. You have to add twinkly lights. Okay, so we've got that. Let me show you some other flower stuff. And I didn't even pull over the rest of the flowers I was going to add. But look, so this is one of those ribbon poinsettias. It comes like this. All you have to do is fluff it out. You can add it. Super pretty. Look at that. It looks good in my hair too. And then we have another poinsettia. This one is pink. I've got them in red as well. I didn't bring a red one over. But look at that. It's the smaller version of that larger color. Isn't that fun? Now, how many items do you put in your Christmas tree? That is a question I get asked all the time. And that's one of the things we're going to review. We've got a cheat sheet we're going to give you. So no matter what size tree you're trying to decorate, you have a head start. You know how many items, how many greenery stems, how many picks, how many flowers, how much ribbon, all of that. Now, I also have to say that these designer trees are beautiful, but doing one solid tree per, like for example, if I were going to go buy all this stuff, which I did individually, it adds up, right? So I always teach our Wreath Making of the Month Club members when I'm decorating trees for them, you have to do inventory. So that's one of the things I wanted to show in this masterclass is how to look at what you already have and analyze, and then determine what theme from that. Then you can determine a color palette, and there's so many different options and so many different themes. You can do rustic and woodsy, you can do whimsical with elves, you know, Santa or bubbles or whatever, pink. You can do traditional, that's like the red and the green and maybe a little gold. Or you can just do an elegant design, which is anything and everything, but it's more of a upper elevated look, an upper class, upper scale look. But then there's fruit themed, you know, there's so many different options that you can do. And so we're going to go through those themes with you so that you can kind of analyze the inventory you already have, so you can see what you want to do to add to it. And I like to call it a capsule, okay? So I like to create, you know how people are always talking about their capsules in their clothing? Well, there's also something that you could do for your Christmas trees that's a capsule that's very helpful for year after year. So if you're doing one Christmas theme this year and you want to switch it up next year, there's a lot of stuff that should be able to carry forward from year to year, okay? So that's just making sure you're purchasing things that are going to be timeless and work no matter what season you're in. I mean, what year? Oh, I had a red one right here. I didn't even see it. What theme, no matter what theme you're doing. Any questions?
No, just it is a happy Sunday. It is a beautiful Sunday.
So did y'all like the poinsettias? Do you like poinsettias? I know a lot of people are like, not on the poinsettia bandwagon. All right, so then I'm gonna teach you about fillers, okay? So important to have your textured pieces. The little things like this, I didn't pull them all over, but little things like this just add another layer of wow. To me, the texture is what really takes it up to a designer, professional looking style. So adding your texture is really pretty. Look, this has got the shimmer. And it's almost like it's an iridescent shimmer, so even though it's not the dark and hot pink, it's a different color pink, and that's going to give you the color depth in this tree. Love that. The other thing you have are picks. So you want little picks like this that add a lot of color and texture. So if let's say for example, I'm doing hot pink and red this year, this will work. I could just decide next year I'm not going to do that, but instead I'm going to put this into a Valentine's Day wreath or a Valentine's Day swag, so I can use this pick for another season. I love when I can do that. The other thing I could do is take this and either cut off the colors that I don't want to use and save the colors that I do. You can use that way. You can repurpose this as well by cutting off the ornaments, putting them in lantern so that you can like decorate your lanterns. But when you have your picks, you're just going to want to make sure you always shape them and give them a little more drama. Okay, so you're just trying to get it to come to life, and you can see the difference that will make in your tree when you add it. All right, so in our picks, stems and picks, what is it called? I think it's called the stems and picks section of the portal. I talked to you about placement of these picks and how you're supposed to angle them so that you get the best look. Do you see the difference in that? That looks so pretty. Here's another one that I absolutely love. This is all the rage this year, and I was able to snag my hand on some of these. These are shatterproof. Look at that. Can you see it? I'm going to hold it up against my shirt so you can see. It's like bubbles. These look so fun. I can envision a lot of these on a New Year's Eve wreath, like with some champagne, a champagne bottle and some bubbles that are kind of coming around it. This is just a fun little addition. Now they do come in different colors. And what you're going to want to do for this type of tree, just so you can see it, you're going to want to put it up against like some ribbon, you know, so that you can see it, because it might get a little lost in your tree right here if you don't have something behind it so it displays really pretty. Let me see. See if this is kind of too light too. Can you see it any better on the screen? Maybe not. So it just gives a lot of texture. Now, what shows up on screen and what shows up in person, you know, you're doing this for your own tree at home, but you really want to make sure that what you're adding is going to elevate your tree and add and not, you know, get too lost. You really don't, you want to be able to see it. But I love that. You could also put ribbon behind it. So if you have your ribbon here, this ribbon is actually, it's see-through except for the red decoration on it, except for the candy decoration. So when you add something behind it, you're going to be able to see it a little bit better. This is probably not a good example either because of the ribbon. I'm going to have to play around with this and make sure we're using my bubbles, but you can see them. I don't know if that helps it or not. We'll have to play around, but you get the picture, right? These are going to be really pretty. The other picks that we have that I think are super fun are these flocked ones. Now, I like to use these and make sure you give them a shape. So I've already bent them. These are very sturdy branches. All of these branches move and bend. These are perfect for hanging ornaments. So let's say you need a little more area and you want to have some drama on the sides. You can put your stems up through here. I can't see and I'm not on a ladder. You're going to put your stems up through here and now you have an area to hang another place to hang your ornament. So that's a fun little idea. And then I've got some candy coated snowflakes. These remind me of sugar cookies. It wouldn't be Christmas without the sugar cookies, right? They're my favorite dessert. What's your favorite Christmas treat? I love Christmas cookies. These make me hungry. I haven't eaten lunch either, so that could be why. Any questions? Have y'all signed up yet for our Christmas tree decorating masterclass? Come join us. We've got little things too, like how do you add things like signs, lanterns? How do you attach these larger pieces into your wreath? We're going to be discussing that as well. I think this is super cute little festive elf, right? That'll look fun in this tree. And then we have some larger than life candy. Isn't that fun? So we're going to be attaching things like this. And then there's one more pick that I was going to show you that I think is fun. And it's just this sugar-coated candy cane and candy looking pick with all of the fun stuff.
Connie and Karen all set for him.
Look at that. How fun is that? We got some people coming. Yay! Now, the other thing I thought about would make this fun is what if we gave it a little gingerbread? Have a little gingerbread action going on in this tree. So I haven't fully committed to this yet, but I'm kind of digging gingerbread and pink. And so I think that this would be fun to look at and incorporate into the tree. So we've got that. And then I want to show you some of the ribbons that I've chosen for this. I'm still choosing which one, you know, our complete design. I've already solidified one tree, so I'm still working on this one. But I wanted to show you what we have. Okay, we have obviously this ribbon. It's very fun. It's going to match the tree skirt, which is the candy cane theme. So this has got brings in the red. Again, this would be something that you can next year, maybe you don't do the hot pink, or 2 years from now. I like to keep my themes for a couple of years, but maybe you're doing something in a client's home and they're like, they really want an elevated look, but they're, you know, worried about spending the money. You can say, I'm going to give you this ribbon, not give you, you're going to buy it. You're helping your customer, right? You can have this ribbon for this year when you purchase my services. And then this carries forward for so many other years, because you might not do pink this year. Maybe you're going to do something else with your candy theme. You might do peppermint theme, right? So you can use this multiple times. I loved this ribbon as well. This is really fun. This reminds me of candy. It actually reminds me of the what do you put it on? The cookies, the sugar cookies, sugar. You know what I mean? The little sprinkles. That's what it reminds me of. And this has got some of the red and white in it. I think this is very pretty. I love this ribbon. This ribbon's going to be really fun to run throughout this tree. And then we have some red and pink ribbon. I think that's going to be pretty in this tree. What do y'all think? Do you think this is going to be a good whimsical tree to look at? I'm going to try to work on not making it look Valentine's Day. I'm putting all my safety pins there. Ribbon is to die for. Again, we're back to the iridescent of it. It's so pretty. There's a 2.5 inch, and then we have some ornaments. So we've got this one, and then if I do the gingerbread, I've got this gingerbread pink and white. We're going to give you tips on your order too, like what orders does all of this go in? How do you know what to start with and what to end with? That's one of the things we're going to talk about in our Christmas Tree Masterclass. If you want to join us, you go to christmastreemasterclass.com. We are donating some of the profits to Eastern North Carolina, who are suffering. Western. I knew as soon as I said it, I was like, that's not right. Western North Carolina, up in the Asheville and Appalachia Mountains, who are suffering from the hurricane. I've just been called to donate some money for that. And so I thought, why don't we all do it together as a community? But this is really fun. Can you see? I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's a gingerbread color, and it's got the really pretty snowflakes. Now, here again, you can use this ornament in a different way. Let's say, for example, you're doing a woodsy theme tree, and you've got things like deer and owls and snow. This is the perfect ornament for that. So I love that one. That's one of the ornaments that you can use multiple ways. And then here we've got a really fun, it looks like a big candy ball gumdrop, doesn't it, Mike? Yeah. You want a piece of gum? I love this one. It's really fun. It's got all of the fun little confetti on it. And then I also brought over aqua, because I think having a little aqua just goes, that isn't a Valentine's Day tree, is it? I love this little pop of color, so I brought this over. I'm going to see if I can incorporate it. And then I have my standard shatterproof ornaments that are in the solid colors, just to bring in another pop of color if I wanted to. And I can't forget my glass ornaments. I love my hand-blown glass. These look like bubbles to me, and when you add them to your tree and you have the light pop through and shine through, it just looks so pretty. So I brought over one of these in this fuchsia looking color. So I don't know if I'm going to add it or not, but I brought it over because I was thinking about it. All right, what do y'all think about that one? Do you want to see the next one? Do you want to see the next one? Next tree?
Sure.
Any questions, Mike?
Will the masterclass be saved if we aren't able to attend?
Oh, that's a great question. Who asked that? Diane, that's a great question. If you can't join us live, you can watch it whenever you have time. So it is recorded. Even our live classes, we're going to save them and put them in the portal. So after you join us and get your seat, you're going to have a login so that you'll be able to join, look and see what we did last year. I mean, let's say, for example, you're next year and you're like, what did Julie say about ornaments or ribbon or whatever you're wanting to look up? You'll be able to access it indefinitely. Okay, so that, yes, you have access to it as much as you want. So if you're wondering what a master class is the classes that I hold where I teach and we hyper focus on one topic. So sometimes we do swag classes, sometimes we do holiday arrangements. And this time we're doing Christmas trees because a lot of people have been begging me to do this for our Christmas trees. And so that's what we're doing. We're hyper focusing on Christmas trees. Again, if you can't join us, it's Wednesday through Friday. You can purchase your ticket and save it and watch it whenever you have time, or you can even look at it next year when you're pulling out your Christmas tree stuff again. It's not too early for me to be talking about Christmas. All right, let me show you. I'm going to take the pink away because I just don't want to. I want to focus on another color theme, another color palette. Okay, and I'm going to pull this over. DJ Mike, I'm pulling this over. There we go. Can we get a visual of the color palette on this? Love, love, love. So I went ahead, this is exactly what I do when I am decorating my Christmas trees. I get organized. I like to pull everything out, see what I'm working with. That goes in there. All right, we have our additional greenery that we talked about on the other tree. You always want to add additional greenery. I'm loving this cedar piece that has the blue berries in it. Love this. When you're trying to decorate your Christmas tree, try to come up with a color palette or an inspiration. It could be a pillow in your room. It could be a painting that you have. It could be a Christmas card that you received one year. You know, it could be anything, and you know, anything that you want. So this is the color palette that I chose. So we've got our additional greenery. You've got cedar. We've got pine. We've got Norfolk pine. We've got whatever this stuff is, and I'm just going to look at this. Like, this is going to be so pretty, adding texture in my Christmas tree. Remember, I add texture last in a wreath, and I add little elements like this last in my tree as well, just to take it up a notch. Okay, so we have our greens and we have our blues. So let me show you. First, let me show you, how did this get over here? Oh, we forgot an ornament. We have our magnolias. You see the little bit of the blue in here. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's just a hint of a blue tone on this. And then we have 3 poinsettias. Now, I don't think I'm going to add all of these, but I pulled them over. I love these. These are like a felt, a heavy felt. It reminds me, you know what it reminds me of? Like a sweater on a cold winter's day. Do you want to feel it, Mike? You're going to love it. You're going to love it. You sure you don't want to feel it? You sure? It's so soft. The other thing that this has is it's got a little platinum in the center of it. So there's a platinum, tip. That's a little hint right there when you're trying to incorporate what other colors to add with it. And then we have this one. Like, I am the biggest sucker when it comes to plaid. I don't know why. I've always just absolutely loved plaid. So here we have a really pretty green. So we're doing, if you didn't notice, we're doing some green and blues. So we've got that. And then we have our blue poinsettia. It's that same velvet color. All of these are bendable and shapeable. And you can just, I kind of like them a little curly for me, right? Isn't that fun? So we've got that blue as well. So this is going to go in our Christmas tree design. This would be my elegant tree, okay? So now when you have your greenery, you start adding your focal flowers. So we've got the poinsettias, and I also have 2 versions of hydrangeas. Now look, we've incorporated another color, plum. I think this is super pretty. This poinsettia right here, hydrangea, has blues, it has greens, and if you look very closely on some of these little petals, there's a plum. So it looks really pretty together. So I thought that would look really nice with it. And then look at these magnolias. Don't forget to add silk flowers to your tree if you want that designer look. All right, I'm just going to shape this a little bit. So can you see the color in this magnolia? It's got the green, it's got a little hint of the plum, and it's just very, very pretty. Really pretty. You get to turn that? Oh, thank you. Love, love, love that. Any questions? So the Christmas tree class starts on Wednesday, and it lasts till Friday. We're going to do 2 live sessions, decorating live 2 trees, but you get bonus trees. So you're going to have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trees to review. I love these pine cones, flocked pine cones. So now we're bringing in a little bit of brown. If you see the back of my magnolia leaves, which could show a little bit, it's got the brown in it, and it's got a little brown in the front of the magnolia leaves as well. Really pretty. I love that. Okay, so we've got some, I would call that more of the texture side, those pine cones, but they could also be more like an ornament. And then you have things like berries, okay? So now we're going to incorporate texture, but also the bling. So this is going to bring in some shine. We got a little shine on one of these poinsettias, but you're bringing in a little shine. And I chose to go with champagne gold on this one. I think that is really pretty with that. You got that. And then here's some more. You got some champagne gold on here. This is really pretty too. Love that. And when it hits, it's got that little iridescent, and it kind of brings the colors in with it. So I can see a little plum and I can see a little blue. It's just really pretty. This is going to be so pretty in a tree. The other textured piece I brought over is this. We're going to tell you where I got all of my supplies. We're going to give you all the SKU numbers. So if you want to go get anything for your tree, you can. But this one has really pretty little balls, if you will, that have some gold and platinum and then plum inside of it. I think that pairs so pretty together. That's really pretty. And then these poinsettias too also have, I'm sorry, not poinsettias, but magnolias, have just a little bit of gold and like dusted on them. I think that's so fun. All right, and so now I'm also bringing over the sedum bush. This sedum is another texture. I guess it's sedum, that's what I would call it. Just called it moss green seed spray. But it's got a little of the, a little gold shine to it, just a hint. But to me, this is going to add the color depth. So you're adding some dark green on top of your champagne gold. And then I also have this. Now, when I was first pulled this over, I wasn't sure I wanted to use it because it's more of a yellow gold and not a champagne gold. But it pairs really well with the hydrangeas, and it pairs really well with the sedum, and it pulls in some of the yellow gold that are in these little ball sprays as well. It pairs really nicely with that. Look at that all together right there. And you can see how fun is that. Now the thing is, I might not keep that together. I might divide it out a little more, but that deeper yellow gold really just brought my eye in, and so I was like, I just can't say no to that. The other thing I like to incorporate in my Christmas trees, just some filler bushes. So we've got some blue eucalyptus, and we've got some, whatever this is, some brown filler. This is going to add a little more warmth when you add a little brown in it. So that's going to be fun too. Okay, and so now, any questions? Do y'all want to see the ornaments and the ribbon I chose? Huh? No questions. Okay. All right, so let me show you the ribbon. Don't forget, if you want to join us, ChristmasTreeMasterclass.com. We start this week. You can watch replays when you're available. ChristmasTreeMasterclass.com. Can you see this right here, the table? Okay, let me get my water out of the way. I have 3 ribbons and my ornaments that I want to use. Let's talk about the ribbons first. I love this tweed. Tweed is very popular this year. It's very, to me, it's just very cozy and comfy, and it just was really fun. But look at the back. I'm loving the back of this, the way that pulls in some of the chocolate color, not the chocolate color, but the copper. It brings in the copper of those picks, and it brings in a little brown on the pine cones, and it also brings in some brown on the front and some cream, and it's got a little bit of glitter to it. And then I have this velvet, very, very pretty. This is so pretty. I've got that I want to incorporate with it. And then I also brought in a little piece of gold, so I'm going to run some of this throughout my tree. This is going to be very pretty. Add another little layer of shine. And then I also have my ribbon that I think is going to tie in really pretty with those hydrangeas right here. If you can see, I think that's just going to bring the color throughout the tree as well. That's really, really pretty. This is so far my favorite tree. I love it. And then we've got some blue ornaments. So we've got a navy color that we're going to use, shatterproof. I also have a light blue ornament that we're going to use. That's a shatterproof. And then I brought over some champagne gold ornaments. These all come pre-wired, but you can wire them yourself. And I told you, I'll be adding my traditional jewelry ornaments that I add on everything. I just didn't bring them over, but here's another one that's hand blown, and this one is more of a green. I think it just ties in really pretty with the green and the poinsettias and the green in these magnolias. That's super pretty. Super pretty. So we've got, those are the ornaments, and that's the ribbon that we're going to be using this week in our Christmas Tree Masterclass. Any questions? If you are a Wreath Making of the Month Club, yes, you get this half off as always. Just make sure you go through the portal to check out, so you're not paying the full price. So you're just going to log into your portal and access it that way, or you can just send us a message and we can send you the link. Look for a text message tomorrow. We're going to be sending out a text message reminder tomorrow as well. Yeah, so you do get a discount for our members, do get a discount on that. And remember, part of the proceeds are going to go to support those affected in the North Carolina mountains from the hurricane. I just feel very called to help and serve, and I feel like we should always use our talents that God gave us to the best of our abilities, and that's what we're doing with this masterclass, and I'm super excited to be donating in that capacity, and our team is really excited as well. I love it when our whole team can get together on a project, and it warms our hearts and makes us feel good to be able to give back in that way. But any questions? So we've got a portal you can log in. We've got several videos that speak on the process of decorating a Christmas tree, from the order to the lights to the fluffing to how to place. We have bonus materials. We've also got how to flock it. We're going to be doing a tabletop Christmas tree demo. We're going to be doing a tree topper demo. We're going to be also recording some tree toppers videos for you. And then also, what else do we have? Showing you how to place your Christmas trees in your house, if that's ever been a question for you, or maybe you want to do this as a side hustle. Add this to your wreath business and you want to help other people decorate for Christmas. So there's some questions and things that you want to think about before you just start putting up any Christmas tree, or before you go buy a Christmas tree. And you're going to look like a true pro knowing all this information for your customers coming up in the new year. You could start this year, right? Oh my gosh, it is Christmas after all already. I can't believe it. But anyway, ChristmasTreeMasterclass.com. Come join us. We'll be honored to have you and serve you. Can't wait to answer your questions and get to Christmas tree decorating so that you can have a really beautiful tree that incorporates your family ornaments and some style design, and also is a centerpiece of your home where all of your family memories happen around the tree, right? So it's the family, it's the memories, and it's the opening the gifts, and it's where people take the pictures. It's all in front of the Christmas tree. So the Christmas tree is like the heartbeat, the centerpiece of your home decor, your home decor when it comes to the holidays. My Christmas tree brings me so much joy. I love being able to decorate it. I do more than one because I love it so much. And I can't wait to show you how to decorate your tree. So come and join us, ChristmasTreeMasterclass.com. Any questions before we leave?
Lisa said, beautiful selections. Where did you get the rolling floral thing?
Oh my God, this is my favorite thing to use when I'm decorating Christmas for my house.
And Pam also said, are all of those florals for the elegant tree?
All of these are for the elegant tree. Yes, they are. Now, whether or not I will put all like 8 blue poinsettias in it, it just, depends. I have to feel it out. But for the most part, yes, majority of these are in the tree. That's going to be fun.
You didn't answer the question about
the cart is.
No, not the cart, the rolling thing.
I thought this was the rolling thing. Okay. Well, let me talk about the cart. The cart is fun. I have this. I use it for decorating in my home so that I don't have to keep bending over. Like I'm standing here making bows for the tree. I have everything right here. It kind of controls my tools and it controls the glitter. And I got this off of this flower thing. I believe I got this off Amazon.
Donna asked, will you be talking about what type of tree, Christmas tree you would be?
Yes. I'm going to talk to you about your tree selections and some things to consider, whether you want a flock tree or you want a green tree, whether you want, things that I like to look for when I'm choosing a tree. Like I like to have area for ornaments. So I'm good when I have a good distance between branches because I can hang ornaments right here and there's room for it to rotate. There's also rooms for signs and large poinsettias. So I do like an airy Christmas tree, but we will talk about things like that for sure. Any other questions?
That's it so far.
All right, so come join us, Christmas Tree Masterclass. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Thanks so much for joining and giving us hearts and love. If you're new to the channel, make sure to give us a subscribe and hit me up in the DMs if you have any questions, and I will see y'all next time. Bye. Hit the live.